Welcome to Brave Healer Productions. We are waking the world up to what's possible for healing, one brave word at a time. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Monday Morning Breakthroughs. I have a very special guest expert today, Kyle Gray, who's going to help us have a breakthrough in storytelling. So his topic, using stories, this comes from Kyle, you guys. Using stories can help you communicate your value, drive home your teaching, and build desire for your products and services. So you're going to learn some best practices and examples of storytelling for webinars, all the things that allow you to sell without feeling sleazy. Anybody? Kyle Gray is a world-class presentation coach, story strategist, and author who helps coaches, startups, and executives use storytelling to better communicate their unique value and improve sales with their audience. He combines timeless storytelling with cutting-edge marketing to ensure you've got the right story to tell while presenting on a sales call or in a conversation, both online and offline, all of those places that we're sharing our stories. Kyle, thank you so much for being here. I had such a great time getting a taste of your process. And so I was excited to talk to you again and have you present this for my community. So you have 20 minutes to give us a breakthrough.
Laura, thank you so much for having me. This community of healers is one of the most important communities for me to serve. And one of my stories and why I'm here today is I have also been on a health journey. I look young and I look relatively healthy from the camera, but I'm sure, as all of you know, that there's a lot going on under the surface, no matter what we appear like. And I believe that the work that each of you are doing today is some of the most important work that's being done in the world right now. Because there's been moments in my life where, because I wasn't feeling healthy, because my digestion, my hormones, my mindset, my spirituality wasn't lined up, that I was telling myself the wrong story about what was happening in my life. And it's because of people like you that helped me get my story straight, that helped me access what I'm about to share with you. I couldn't have gotten here without you. So I'm so honored to be here. So let's talk about this. Why do we tell stories? So this is a good question. And a lot of people, everybody seems to know that we need to tell stories. Here, let's do this. Which way can we put this camera? So it'll be a little bit more sides. That looks great, huh? Why do we tell stories? Is it to show off and show our listeners how cool we are? Is that what we think? No? To force our listener to understand us, to rip them up into the sky and clouds of knowledge that is our experience and show them the light? Or is it to show them that we understand them? Hey, I've been exactly where you are. I know exactly what you're feeling. I like it particularly to show them, or to take the feeling that we have when we talk about what we do, when we talk about the work that we do, and to share that in a way that effectively has the person that's listening to us experience that same feeling and that same excitement. We want to get everybody else as excited as we are about what we're doing. And when we don't know how to tell stories, a lot of the times when we stand on the stage or we stand in front of an ideal client and we start talking about what we're doing, usually we get into the details and all of the science and all of the amazing things that go up to make our product or our service. And about a third of the way in, the person that's listening to us they say, I need to go to the bathroom, and they sneak away. And then we feel bad about ourselves. Is our stuff really that good if everybody's just running away from us? Should we really be in this game? Well, we don't need to start everything over. We don't need any more certifications. We just need to start working with them. So today we're going to be talking about how to create an origin story. This is the first story. This is one piece. I like to think of this method of communication, of speaking that I teach like a yoga practice or a martial art. And today we're going to learn one really good forward fold or a crow pose or whatever pose you want to call it. We're going to learn one of them. But just because you know one pose does not make you a yoga master. Not yet. But it's going to set us out on this journey. So, an origin story is something that we would use at the beginning of a podcast, at the beginning of speaking on the stage, or maybe somebody comes up to you and says, Susie, who are you? Why should I care? And we got to be able to deliver the goods quickly. Now, a lot of us, when we are confronted with which story do we tell, and raise your hand if you're either A or B, most people will either say, A, I have too many stories to tell. I have so many things I have to say. I have no idea where to start. Or B, I don't have any stories to tell. I'm a boring person. I take care of my kids and I pay my rent, and that's about it. So either way, it's just that we don't know how to tell stories. But we're creating this right now in less than 20 minutes, less than 15, because I've been going on, but just to drive home how easy this can be. So we got 3 key ingredients to cook up our origin story today. Get the pens and papers out, because we might have some time to work on these and chat about these for each of you. So this is a 3-act play. There are 3 scenes that we need to weave together to create this story. The first scene is the painful moment. And how do we get this story? How do we find this? I want you to write down the 3 biggest pain points that your ideal client has. What is their problem? Why is that a problem for them? How is it impacting their work? How is it impacting their relationship with their family? How is it impacting their relationship with themselves? What do they think about themselves because of this? So, some really, here, I'll add in a new. The magic that we want to do here is we want to think about what they would say to a friend over coffee. Not what they would say to you after they went through your certification and learned what the MTHFR mutation does. They need to be able to, what did they say before they learned what MTHFR is? Or, so what would they say to a friend over coffee? And then we can think even a little bit deeper. What would they not even admit to their friend? What's the deeper, darker thought that they're holding? They won't admit, they might not even admit it to themselves. Maybe a few months into your program, when you've delivered the breakthrough, they can realize this. Does anybody have one of these thoughts that's like, just raise your hand. We don't need to know it right now, but if we're cluing in to like, I kind of know what it's like to be, what's going on. Good, good, good. All right. All right. So one of the most magical things now that we have these written down, again, we're either standing on the precipice of, I have too many stories or not enough stories. And one question is going to fix this all. Now that we have our 3 pain points, when did you feel like this? The emphasis on feel like. You don't have to have the exact situation that this person is having, but I want the emotions that you wrote out for their experience. When did you most closely experience these emotions yourself? When did that happen? When specifically? I don't want to hear, oh, it was 2018 and that whole year was a tough year. I want to hear it was a Tuesday morning on March 24th. And I stepped into that room, and while it smelled like lilacs, I could tell that something was wrong. Excellent. So we've got this lined out. Here's some tips to really flesh out this one particular moment, and it will apply to all of these things. This will make your stories immensely more powerful, no matter what story you're telling. First, even if it's in the past, I want you to tell me the story in present tense as if it's happening before your face. You are hallucinating this story from the stage happening to you right now. And I want you to talk as if you're feeling it happening to you and in the moment. This will allow us to join you. It will activate more areas of our brain and our body so we can feel the emotional connection. Find those specific ideas or moments. And then one of the most important things is to use quotes. So instead of saying, my partner came up to me and asked me if I could go do the dishes or if I could take the kids to school. And instead, we want to say, my partner came up to me and said, Kelly, I really need you to take the kids to school. This, once again, all of these little details allow us to move into the moment with you and experience the moment with you. We're not just recounting things, we're creating a scene. So we've got that. Good tips here. Let's move on to our second phase of the talk. We're here, our painful moment, 3 key pain points. And then once we experience that painful moment, we decide, I need to go out on a journey. Some things need to change. And so we set out to figure out the solution. And this is what Act 2 is. Now, a lot of people are tempted to try and teach things in this section, and you must resist the ability to teach. I don't want to say, well, I learned that my digestion wasn't good, and so I learned that probiotics could really help with my gut flora and allow me to be better. We don't want that. We want to talk about what's different about our program, what's better about the way we do it, what really helps people get the results, and kind of describe the cocktail that we're making. I wanted to be able to get fitness results in as little as 5 minutes a day for somebody who is really busy. I wanted to make dieting or exercise actually fun. I wanted to connect what I was doing with my patients' circulatory health with their spiritual health. Anything like this. We're starting to put together the ingredients of what makes our offer awesome. I started putting together these things. And then here's the magic words. This Act 2 isn't very long, but here's the most important words to say. And over the course of a lot of costly and painful mistakes, I figured out the problem. This line right here, what we're really saying to them is, I worked really hard to find the shortcut so you don't have to, and that's why you want to pay me. Fair enough. Okay, so that's our Act 2. And then the third scene is the opposite of the first one. The 3 desires. Take whatever you wrote as the pain point and translate that into the other end of the spectrum. I don't have cash flow. I have so much cash flow. I hate dieting. I have something that I don't even know the word dieting anymore because I have something that works for me. I am spending more time with my family and kids finally because I have this under control. Whatever the case may be. Now that we have these ingredients, we can start assembling a story. Laura, how much time do I have? And do we have time to possibly work through putting these ingredients together for somebody?
Yeah, you're about 7 minutes remaining, so I think so.
7 minutes is just enough time. Who is the most excited and ready to make a story right now?
Come on, you guys, first hand up. You're gonna get a big gift right now. All right, Susie.
Susie, I love it.
Right. I
All right.
would love to talk about how movement itself is what saved my life during a long, very traumatic childhood, and how it continues to save my life today, and why I created a transformational movement modality.
Let's start. 3 key pain points, please.
3 key pain points. Oh boy. Okay, where should I focus the pain points? On my life or my listeners'
Your
life?
ideal clients,
My
your
ideal
most
clients.
ideal clients.
Okay, they have feelings stuck in their body and don't even realize it. And I have found a way to help them release those quickly and easily.
That is not a problem. Feeling stuck in their body is a problem, but releasing them quickly and easily is not yet. So we've got feelings stuck in our body.
Feelings stuck.
And let's take this a step further, because I wouldn't, if I don't even know this, then I wouldn't tell Joan over coffee that I have feelings stuck in my body and I need to work with
Okay,
Susie.
good point. Also, problems regulating how they feel in it, in any given moment on any given day, which interferes with, having a good day or functioning at work.
Yeah. And in my darkness of my gut health example, or my personal story, I would wake up and experience physiological anxiety. I would have feelings trapped in my body. And even today, after a decade of experience learning from my own health conditions, I would wake up and feel these things. And not once would I say, man, my gut dysbiosis is really getting to me today. It's obviously, oh my God, the politics in this country, the other people on the other side are pissing me off so much. They're ruining everything. But it's really just happening in my gut health, and I'm just making this up. And this is kind of what I might say for like how I would talk about this over family. I love Laura. Thank you for bringing in pain, dysfunction in their life, can't have sex, which if I can't have sex with my partner, then there's probably a distance created between them, which makes it harder for me to go to work, makes it harder for me to go to my kids. So all of these things, right? Susie, when did you most feel like this? Specifically, when was movement the most distant for you, most painful?
When did I feel like I had feelings stuck in my body? Well, actually, it has been making a resurgence. And so I am getting to relive the process of healing myself. So very recently.
Let's go a little bit further back for the sake of this story.
So for the sake of the story, let me see. Just, gosh, I'm having trouble deciding how to answer that question. Ask me again. Let me see if I can find an answer.
So since we just have 3 minutes left now, we'll work through this and we'll kind of make up this story.
Yeah, let's do that. Because, yeah, I didn't come prepared. Didn't know I was going to raise my hand.
Okay. So sounds something like this. I woke up staring at my ceiling, and I didn't want to get out of bed. I was
Ah,
looking at the spackled texture on the ceiling, looked over at my husband, who just kind of turned his back. We weren't connecting for a long time because it was honestly painful. I didn't want to get out of bed because it was painful. I didn't want to go to work because it was painful. And I just keep sitting there as the sun starts to pour into the room. What is even the point? And I've been here before, and I've tried so many different solutions, but I just can't figure it out. And it was there in the quiet and silence of that room that I start to realize, like, this can't be just me. And even though I've tried a lot of solutions, there has to be something better. And so I set out on a journey to figure this out. I wanted something that I could do from home without having to go to the expensive gym all of the time. I wanted something that wouldn't take all day long of working out to get any kind of results. And I didn't want more expensive supplements or surgeries or any of these things. And friends, it took a long time, but over the course of a lot of costly and painful mistakes, I found the solution. And I really remember being here one day, once again, with my husband. We're out on a hike and we're both lively and excited and moving, and we're going out on this hill. We get to the top of this hill and my husband says to me, "Susie, you're totally transformed. What's happened to you? You've never been into these kind of things." And it hit me right there on top of that hill that this was the first time that I was moving, enjoying my life, and I never once thought about the pain that I was going through. And it was there on top of that hill that I realized that this process that I had gone through could impact so many other people other than myself. And that's why I've dedicated my work to helping people like you reclaim their lives through better movement. And that's what I'm here to teach you today.
God, I love the drama. That's great.
This is what's important, is we need to create an emotional connection.
Mm-hmm.
And that is my time for today.
Kyle, that was awesome. That takes some skill to be able to take even that small amount of information that you got from Susie and just run with it, right? And give us a pretty badass example. Kyle, tell everyone a little bit about like how people work with you and what you have going on in the world and how we can connect.
Absolutely. So this is one small piece of a bigger process, and this is all possible where how I work with people is by asking questions and drawing out the thoughts and memories and helping you create world-class stories and teachings that are yours, that are authentically you, but also arranged to create sales and results. The first step, if you want to go deeper in this process and dig into these things, I have my Perfect Story mini course, a free course over 45 minutes of content that will dive into exactly this kind of story. But this is what I do all day long, every day, is help experts come up with better stories, better teaching, and put them together into high converting signature talks that creates millions of dollars in additional revenue for the business that you're running right now. And if any of these things are useful and valuable, I highly recommend taking the course. And if you go through the course, or if you create a story, and if you're really excited about this, I would love to meet you and just hear your story and give you feedback on this. Because like I said at the beginning of this call, this community and this group of people are some of the most important people in the world right now. We need more people being able to access their full health. So I'm so grateful to be here. Laura, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. And I can't wait to see and connect with all of you and anybody else listening into this recording. You're doing the most important work, and I hope that this helps you really translate that to those who need it most.
Kyle, thank you so much. Thank you for what you're doing in the world and for being here today to share it with everyone. Thanks. All right, you guys, I know you heard something that gave you the goosebumps. Maybe you have a question or need some support about this. You definitely need to take Kyle up on that free course. All right. So the information is down below underneath the show notes. Don't forget to scroll down and explore Kyle's website. I've got his social links there for you. You can connect and take him up on the free course. That's going to be powerful. So thank you again, Kyle. And Remember, you guys, Brave Healer Productions is here to help you to share your brave words with the world in a bigger way. We can't wait to see you for another Monday morning breakthroughs, whether it's writing in one of our expert collaborations, joining our writer's circle, or teaching your course on the Brave Healer Transformation School platform. We've got something for you in the spirit of collaboration, which is business building magic. Reach out to us for information about anything you heard us talk about today. Until then, remember, your words change the world when you're brave enough to share them. So it is time to be brave.